All right, thank you.
Last but certainly not least, we'd like to welcome Hunter.sergey, the account manager for Facility Grid. Hunter, whenever you're ready.
Wonderful, thank you. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen here. All right, wonderful. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Facility Grid's commissioning software demonstration. My name is Hunter.sergey. I am the lead account manager for Facility Grid's CX software solution. We're pleased to be part of CxEnergy's virtual showcase again this year. Last year, we focused on the importance of security in commissioning software. And we know how important that is at Facility Grid, which is why we are SOC 2 compliant, as well as offer multi-factor authentication, among other security measures. This year, so why focus on participation? I hear all the time from my clients about the negative impacts on their projects when subcontractors aren't engaged or aren't aligned with the commissioning provider. Participation is essential to ensure that systems are delivered as expected and issues are found and resolved early. We found that when subs and CXPs are working together, that collaboration improves, ownership improves, and the likelihood that an owner's project requirements are met improves. So how does Facility Grid help to drive increased participation? Today, I'm going to be giving you a quick overview of some of our key features, including our QR codes and mobile application, our customizable checklists, and our reporting screens to help deliver accountability. So let's start with our QR codes in mobile app. So we have a native mobile app that's available on all Windows, iOS, and Android devices that's available to be used both online or offline. And this allows you to take the power of Facility Grid with you on the job site. We also automatically create QR codes for all systems and equipment that have been uploaded to Facility Grid. And here you can see a quick screenshot of an example of one of our QR codes, in this case for Air Handling Unit 4. When you scan the code, it will automatically bring you straight to the asset or system record in our mobile app, which has tons of helpful information. So let's take a look at an example of an asset record. All right. So this is Facility Grid's mobile app. Again, this is available on all Windows, iOS, or Android devices. It's going to look the same across all devices. So when you scan the QR code, in this case for Air Handling Unit 4, this is the page that it brings you straight to. So as I said, lots of information on here. We can see the systems that this asset is a part of, the subtasks that are associated with it, as well as the functional tests, checklists, issues, observations, and even the documents. You can also see an image of the unit on the main floor has been uploaded, as well as we can see where this asset is located, the area that it serves, what it's fed from, and what this asset is feeding. We also have some parameter information on here. In this case, we have the make, manufacturer, and the model and serial number. We also have the drawing number, the installation date, the commissioning date, and even some warranty information. What's going to be most important when you're out on a job site is going to be completing your checklists, completing your functional tests, or responding to issues. So let's take a look at some of those here. Let's start with our checklists. So associated with AHU4, we can see that there are two checklists, in this case, PFC 413 and PFC 464. Looks like 464 has already been fully completed and approved, but 413 is still in progress. So let's open this one up and take a look. On the left-hand side, we give you a description of the checklist. In this case, it's a pre-functional associated with our Air Handling Unit 4, and it's currently in progress. We also have a section for equipment verification, where the contractor can verify the approved submittal data versus what's installed on site. So this is a click-through functionality. We go through it, simply answer yes, no, nothing, or NA. We'll go through each of these for all the parameters at the top here. Once we get to voltage, we'll see that the approved submittal data is set to 480. In this case, when I'm on site, I notice it's actually not 480, it's a 460 unit. So this opens up this box where I can type in whatever I want. Something to note here with all of these parameters at the top, these are fully configurable and you can set them to be whatever you would like. Once we fully complete the equipment verification section, we'll go directly to the right-hand side to the general questionnaire. So here we'll see it looks like somebody has already gotten started and answered the first question for the manufacturer's cut sheet. So it looks like that is all set. So let's answer a couple more of these questions. We'll see here, again, it's a click-through functionality from yes, no, NA to incomplete. Let's answer a couple more of these questions. So 1.1 looks good, 0.4 looks good, but when we get to 1.1.5, looks like they're asking for the approved shop drawings. In this case, I know that I have not yet uploaded these drawings, so I'm going to answer this question no, and I'll go to the three little dots on the right-hand side where I could easily create an issue, add any details, or add an image. In this case, I want to create a new issue for this line item. We'll see here, it gives us the option to copy over the location from the asset and apply it to that new issue which we're creating. So we'll click yes there. It'll pull up the issue box for us. It'll automatically copy over the question from which we're creating the issue from, or you could add any additional description of the issue. In this case, the approved shop drawings have not yet been uploaded. We could also embed an image associated with this issue, designate a priority and status, as well as if there's going to be a schedule or cost impact due to this issue. We also have custom issue types and root causes, and these are best used for categorization and reporting to better understand the nature of issues that are being found within your projects. You can also designate if there's a recommended action. In this case, we want them to upload the approved drawings. And we can set a resolution due date. In this case, it's pretty simple. So we'll just give these guys a couple days, set it to September 14th, and we want to assign it to the responsible party. In this case, it's going to be the commissioning authority. So whenever you're assign a new issue in FacilityGrid, you will automatically receive issue notifications through email. If you ever want somebody else to be involved or notified of that issue, you can also do so here in the notify box, somebody like a GC or anybody that's a team leader. If that issue is all set, all details have been added, go to the upper right-hand corner, just click the little green check mark, and we'll be all set there. So let's back up a little bit and take a look at the issues log that's now associated with our air handling unit 4. So looking at the open issues, we now see there are 1 of 3 that have been opened. We'll see there are 2 other issues associated with AHU4. Looks like one's been closed already and one is currently pending approval. So let's look at this issue that's currently open. We'll see here the issue details from which we have just added on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, we'll see an area for responses. We'll be able to view any responses that have already been given, as well as add a new response of our own. So let's go ahead and add a new response. Let's say maybe I now have the drawings. I've uploaded them so I can close out this issue. So drawings have been uploaded. And now I can go ahead and change the status of this issue to closed. Click OK, click that little green check, and then we are all set. So now when we go back to the issues log, we'll now see that we still have those 3 issues where now 2 of them are closed and 1 is pending approval. So as I said, FacilityGrid's mobile app is available to be used both online or offline. Once you finish doing all your work on a job site, we'll come down here to the bottom right-hand corner, push the little green sync button, and that will push all of our data back to the cloud. Let's close this out. Wonderful. All right, so the next thing that I'd like to highlight is our customizable checklist. And I hear all the time from clients that struggle with getting subs to participate on their PFCs due to inefficient or outdated processes. With FacilityGrid, we make it easy to personalize checklists so that when contractors log in, they can quickly find the checklist that they're responsible for without any confusion. In FacilityGrid, every question is fully permissible, so you can have 10 different contractors working together on one single checklist. When they log into the cloud or mobile version, they can see the full test procedure, but they will only be able to respond to those questions that you have assigned to them. So let's take a look at an example of this. So I'm logging back into FacilityGrid's cloud version here. And right now I'm logged in as an electrical contractor, Mr. Warren Butcher. The first thing that you'll note on the left-hand side is my view has been severely limited because I've designated that Mr. Warren Butcher only needs to be accessing our issues, our checklists, and our documents section. When I log in as a CXP in just a couple minutes, you'll know we obviously have several other menu options for you to choose from. So looking here, this project is relatively large. We'll see that there are 584 checklists, and obviously we don't want to search through all these to figure out which ones I need to be working on. So how Facility Grid makes this easy is we have a My Filter capability. When we select My Filter, it will only show checklists that have sections that are assigned to you. We also have the same capability for our issues as well. So now we've taken that list of 580 checklists and we've limited it down to 400. That's still a pretty lengthy list, so let's go ahead and filter it a little bit more to make it a more granular view. So maybe we want to go and we only want to see the electrical checklists. We only want to see those that are pre-functional, and we only want to see those that are on the main floor. So now we've gone from a list of 580 plus checklists to a more succinct list of only 6. So let's take a look at one of these here. Looking at this checklist for a generator, we'll see at the top we have a section for equipment verification, similar to that I showed you in the mobile app just a moment ago, where again we designate the what if it's installed as submitted, either yes, no, or NA. When we select yes, it automatically pulls over the approved submittal data to the installed data section. See, the manufacturer is Generac, that one matches as well. When we get to the model number, we see it's supposed to be a Guardian 2. Maybe I notice it's actually a Guardian 1. So I designate no, where it'll open up this box where I can type in whatever I want. Scrolling down, we'll get to the general questionnaire section, where in this case, this is a electrical specific checklist. So most questions on this test will be assigned to me. So starting with section 2, again, it's going to be a click-through functionality to answer these questions from yes, no, NA to incomplete. You can also easily add any details, as well as an issue, an image, or a document to a specific line item. If you scroll down to section 4 of this checklist, when you get to line item 4.0.4, we'll notice that I'm not able to answer this question. That's because this has been assigned to the controls contractor. I can see who it was answered by, as well as the date and time that it was answered. I can even see the answer that was given, but I'm not able to edit this myself. I can't add details as well as adjust anything here. So this allows you to rest easy when you know you have several different parties working together on one single checklist, and you can know that they are only going to respond to those things that you have designated are applicable to them. So jumping back in here. So to tie everything together, a commissioning management solution should make it easy to report on what's done and what's still left to do. In Facility Grid, we offer several different reporting dashboards that allow you to comprehend where a project currently stands and the overall health of that job. From a high-level overview to a deep dive look into the specifics, reporting on the progress and status of activities is of ultimate importance when trying to deliver accountability. So let's jump back into the cloud version of Facility Grid and see what we can bring to the table. Share my screen again. Okay, so I'm logging back into Facility Grid cloud version here, and this time I'm going to be logging in as a commissioning provider. So first thing to note, this is the main landing page of Facility Grid where you can watch several different projects. By watching a project, we're going to give you some high-level reporting dashboards, which allow you to understand at a glimpse the progress and status of activities within that project. So these are some of the screens that I find are the most valuable, although you can choose other ones if they suit you better. So here I can see how many total issues are on that project, as well as total checklists, total functional tests, as well as their statuses. We do have several other options here for you to choose from, but again, these are just the ones that I prefer. When we click into one of these projects, the first thing it's going to bring you to is the status overview page. And this is an expansion of what's available to you right on the main landing page. So we have 3 different modules for you here, which are issues, tests, and tasks. Again, you can understand how many total issues there are on the project, as well as their individual statuses, as well as some other helpful things, like which responsibilities have the most issues, or what assets have the most issues, maybe even which phase has the most issues on it currently. Looking at tests, which includes checklists and functional tests, we'll see similar screens here, where again, we can understand how many there are total, as well as what's been approved, incomplete, or already checked. You can see checklist percentage complete by responsibility, and again, similar screens available for your total functional tests. The last tab that we have available for you is to look at the progression of tasks. So Facility Grid takes a unique task-based approach to managing your commissioning process. And this allows us to effectively manage new building commissioning, existing building commissioning, and energy audits. So this is an example of a workflow that I've put together here, where I have several phases and tasks within each phase. So we start with pre-design, go to design, construction, acceptance, and into warranty. And within each of these phases, we have a group of tasks or activities that are meant to be completed and tracked throughout the process. So for example, if we look at pre-design, we'll say we only have one task, which is going to be OPR. You can see that it's currently in progress. One of 3 subtasks have been completed. So we're looking at 33% overall completion for our pre-design phase. So this is a really great screen for any key stakeholders if they just need to understand at a glimpse how that project is progressing. And since users are completely unlimited in Facility Grid, you can either give them access to take a look at these dashboards themselves, or you could always export this out as a PDF and send it to them over email. One other really helpful screen that I find is going to be our checklist details page. So if we're looking at our checklist, here we can see our full list here. When we go to the details on the far right-hand side, we're able to get a more granular look at the individual completions for all of our responsibilities on this project. So in the UI of Facility Grid, you can compare up to 2 roles at a time, and these roles are fully configurable. These are just the responsibilities that I have currently active in my specific project. So let's say maybe we want to know what our mechanical and our electrical contractor has been doing. And maybe we want to know specifically their progress on the air handling units. So we'll filter it down here, and now we'll look at PFC 429. So we'll see here that there are 209 total questions, 143 in total have passed, 4 have failed, and 62 are incomplete. So this means we are at a total of 70% completion. For mechanical contractors specific assignments, they have 165 questions, 122 have passed, 39 are incomplete. So their section is 76% done. Looking at electrical, we'll see they have 14 questions assigned to them, 7 have passed, 7 are incomplete. So overall, they are at 50% completion. So this allows you to really take the emotions fully out of things and just simply understand the progress that's being made by each individual role. Jump back in, a couple more slides, and we will wrap this up.
Hunter, just to remind you that we just have 3 more minutes. So would you like to take any questions, or would you like to cover it up with the slides?
Yeah, this should be at like 30 seconds and we'll wrap it up here. Hopefully we'll have some time for questions.
All right. Let me just quickly just tell people that if in case you're interested in participating in the giveaway, that is going to include Facility Grid's a free 1-year subscription to their commissioning management software. And this includes 1 project and 2 virtual training sessions. So just go ahead and type Facility Grid by the time Hunter's finishing the rest of the presentation. Thank you, Hunter.
No problem. Thank you. So driving participation has a direct impact on your project success that really can't be ignored. And as we've discussed, increased engagement centers around making it easy, personalizing the experience, and delivering accountability through reporting. Facility Grid has many of the necessary features designed to drive this participation. In this session, we've only had time to take a look at a few of them, but if you're interested in learning more about our full set of capabilities, please feel free to reach out to me and I'd be happy to schedule a time for an in-depth demonstration. I'd like to thank everybody for their time today and open up the floor to any questions. I know we only have a couple minutes left here.
Thank you so much, Hunter. Like we see, we have a minute, but if you have any questions, just go ahead and put in using the Q&A session, and we'll see how much ever we can go ahead and cover before we wrap up, which will include the winners of the giveaway. We do have one question that's come in, Hunter, and it says, can you like Procore to the program? Not sure.
Absolutely, yeah. So we have a bidirectional sync with Procore. Facility Grid's issues sync directly with Procore's observations, as well as we can embed the project health screens that I just showed you directly into Procore's interface.
Wonderful. And then the last thing is, I hear more and more projects utilizing Facility Grid. What separates Facility Grid from its competitors?
Of course, I mean, a lot of it comes down to preference. There's obviously several different things that set Facility Grid apart. I would say mostly our security, as well as the ability to have several different contractors working on one single checklist, is really some of the main differences there.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Hunter. And